Hello everyone, I am Josh Gabriel Lascona. I'm going to talk about the soul according to some ethnolinguistic groups of the Philippines. So let's start. First is Linawa or soul of the dead. So the soul of the dead or the soul Linawa of a child floats around in the heavens awaiting its entry into the human world. During sexual intercourse, the soul or spirit enters the female through the male, resulting in pregnancy. If a woman cannot conceive, shamans conduct sacrifices to see if the couple is compatible. If they are, shaman offers other sacrifices to enhance fertility. So the soul is believed to continue in existence in the world of its ancestors. In time, the soul of new dead becomes one of the kalading or ancestral spirits. The kalading is considered man's benefactor. In some sources, the Ifugao believe that there are two souls, one in the eyes and one in the breath. Illness is the withdrawal of the soul in the eyes. Death is the withdrawal of the soul in the breath. So next is the Kadua. Kadua of Isneg is an Igorot tribe native to Apayao province in the Philippines, Cordillera Administrative Region. The Isneg believes that the dead exists in the realm called a Aglalaunawan. The Kadua or soul is believed to cross a pond in a ferry piloted by a kotao or a spirit. So the Kankanae is another member of the Igorot people believe that the human person is composed of physical body and abiik or soul. When spirit summons a person's abiik, he or she becomes sick. A ritual will be performed to appease the spirit who summoned the abiik so that it will allow the abiik to return to its body and a person recovers from the illness. So next is the kaluluwa. Kaluluwa is the Tagalog people's concept of soul. However, it refers more to the soul of deceased. The soul of a living person is called a kakambal. The kakambal leaves the physical body at night to roam, and any had bad encounter causes bangungot or nightmare. So let's go to the left side. So this. So the Ilocano has four soul system. First is the Karoa Rua. So or the soul proper. It is the equivalent of soul in the Christian concept. So next is Karkama. Uh, Karkama stands for natural vigor, mind, and reason. It can leave the physical body when one is frightened. A kakarma can also be stolen. If the soul fails to return to the body, the person becomes insane. Sacrificial ceremonies may be performed to lure back the lost karkarma, rather. The third is aniwaas. So, aniwaas can leave the body during sleep and visits places familiar to the body. If one wakes up while aniwaas is visiting these places, he or she may lose the aniwaas and become insane. So, next is the araria. Araria is the liberated soul of the dead. It is visits relatives and friends in the physical world to ask for prayers. It can also perform a duty to fail to do in life. The howling of dogs means Araya is present. This soul can make sounds and manipulate physical objects, usually relating to what it did in life. So that's the four soul system of the Ilocanos. So let's go back to the Ibanag or Ibanag, who the Ibanag or Ibanag who inhabits the provinces of Cagayan, Isabela, and Nueva Ecija has a distinction between bagi or body and Ikarorua or soul, as what they call them. The Ibanag believes that the soul has physical characteristics. The soul may have color, and, and the soul of the dead babies can reach adulthood in the spirit realm. The role of the soul is to give direction and wholeness to the man, but the body can survive without the soul, and even without the body, the soul experiences material wants and needs. So let's go to the Hanunuo Mangyan. Hanunuo Mangyan of Mindoro believes in the popularity of plurality of souls. For instance, they have Karadua Tawu or human soul, as what they call them, Karadua Manok chicken soul, Karadua Baboy or pig soul, Karadua Kuti or cat soul, and Karadua Hipon or shrimp soul. A soul can also separate itself from physical body when a person sleeps. The Karadua roams the world that the person dreams of are actually the experiences of the Karadua while roaming around. So next is the Tagbanwa. The Tagbanwa of central and northern Palawan believes that people have one true soul or Kiaralua and five secondary souls. The Kiaralua is given at birth by the god Magindusa. The secondary souls are located in both hands and feet, while there are also one in the head just below the air world or Alimpuyo. So next, the last is the Gimikod. The ethnic tribes of Bukidnon believes in Gimukod rather, Gimukod. According to their custom, there are two types of Gimukod. The one in the right hand and the one in the left hand. The Gimukod in the right hand is the good soul, and the one in the left hand is the bad soul. The right hand soul is associated with life, health, activity, and joy, while the left hand soul is cause of lethargy, pain, and illness. So that is the ritual and ceremonies. A ritual is a ceremony or action performed in a customary way. Rituals have prescribed by the traditions of a community, including a religious community. Rituals include not only the worship rites and sacraments or organized religion and cults, but also rites of passage, atonement, and purification rites, oath of allegiance, dedications, ceremonies, coronations, presidentials, and inaugurations, marriages, funerals, perhaps all kinds of human activity. A ceremony is a formal act or ritual that often set by custom or tradition, performed in observation of an event or anniversary. Like, for example, the Japanese tea ceremony. So, so a ritual is also a ceremony, but it's like the more, what you call this one? It's almost all the human activity, all kinds of human activity, while the ceremony is the formal act, is a formal act or act of ritual rather. That's the best way to differentiate both. So this is, where does the ritual originate? So the general approaches of the theories about the nature of origins of the rituals are: the first is the origin, second is the functional approach, and the history of religions approach. So that's the three concepts of the where does the ritual originate. So let's go to the first one, the origin. The origin approach was the earliest form to explain ritual. The basic premise of this approach is that ritual behavior was part of the human evolution. The scholars believe that locating the oldest creatures and cults could explain the universal nature of rituals. That if they could discover the origin, then contemporary human rituals can be explained. So, so some of the scholars turned away from the origin approach, claiming such approach cannot adequately adequately explain human behavior because no one can verify these ideas. Instead, these scholars focus on empirical evidence gathered through actual observation. The nature of rituals can be was believed to be defined by its function in society. The aim of the functional approach was to explain ritual behavior in terms of the individual and the social needs. So the history the history of religion's approach holds the view that ritual behavior is an expression of the sacred. It is how the material humans connects with the transcendent realm of the ultimate reality. The basic problem with this approach, however, is that scholars need to agree first that such a transcendent realm of reality exists before the theory can be confirmed. So let's go back. Let's go to the next classification of rituals. So there are four types of rituals. First is the imitative. Second is the positive and negative rituals. Third is the sacrificial. Fourth is the life crisis. So let's start for the imitative. So the meaning of every ritual is based on some belief system. These are called imitative rituals because these are patterned after myths, and the ritual repeats the myths or aspects of the myth. For example, Filipinos make noise at the strike of 12 every New Year. So this practice is actually based on Chinese myth. As the story goes, there was a monster called Neon. Neon, or how to pronounce that? Every spring at midnight on New Year's Day, Neon would arrive to eat villagers and destroy homes and farms. Uh, Once New Year, Neon came while the villagers were burning bamboo to keep themselves warm. The monster, frightened by the crackling noise of the burning bamboo, fled. The villagers realized this was how they should defeat the monster. As the time passed by, firecrackers replaced bamboo burning. So, the imitative rituals is like it's based on the myths, like the rituals repeats myth, or like the aspects of the myths. So it's basically uh, the imitative rewards is basically just the myths or other types of like, or the aspects of it. uh, that's the concept of imitative reward rituals. So the avoidance is the best description for a negative ritual. So let's start for the negative ritual first. So negative ritual, the world taboo has been applied to those rituals that concern something should be avoided because it is forbidden. Thus, negative rituals focus on the roles of prohibition, which cover an almost infinite variety of rights and behavior. So, one characteristics they all share, however, is that if the person breaks the ritual, it will result in dramatic change that usually brings some misfortune. So, on the other hand, most positive rituals are concerned with consecrating or renewing an object or individual. So, having rituals look forward to be grounding and measuring in turbulent times by providing us with a sense of predictability and consistency. So, positive rituals are mostly concerned with giving blessings to an object or to an individual. So, sacrificial rites. Sacrificial rites are seen as the earliest form of religion. The significance of sacrifice in the history of religion is well documented. The distinct feature of this type of ritual is the total destruction of the sacrifice as an offering to the higher being. The sacrifice can be a human being, an animal, food crops, or objects. The destruction could be by burning, dismembering, cutting the sacrifice into small pieces, eating, or burying it. So, the basic characteristics of life crisis ritual is the transition of one mode or stage into another. This ritual usually defines the life of an individual. For example, it is a Filipino tradition to bury the placenta right after birth. Place placenta. And it is the father who is tasked to do this. Moreover, for the succeeding children, it is most it is important to bury the placenta of the siblings together so that they will always love and care for one another for the rest of their lives. So that should be it for my discussion or about the soul according to some ethnolinguistic groups of the Philippines. So thank you for listening and goodbye.